A multicultural society is a great blessing, but it's not easy to maintain. It's an extremely polarized society at the moment, which makes it all the more difficult for us, the proponents of liberal ideas, to get our message across and to reach out to different segments of society. Of course, there are certain forms of messaging and communication that are potentially catchy and would maximize our appeal to large audience, like fear-mongering, or invoking hate or suspicion, appealing to the past, etc., as we have increasingly seen in recent years, employed by certain European politicians and politicians elsewhere. Of course, our job is rather more difficult, because oftentimes what we preach is counterintuitive. We are not trying to appeal to the basic instincts of the people or emotions like hate, like anger. Instead, we preach them to open up to the different people, to different ideas, embrace differences, accept people for what they are. In an increasingly complex world, the first reaction of the people is to close inwards, like going back to the fetus position for protecting themselves. That's why the populists have an advantage appealing to the people. That's also why we need to establish better communication, stronger communication, try harder in communicating our message and the values and the benefits of an open society. Promoting Tolerance program helped me reiterate my commitment to try harder in communicating our message and in reaching out to the segments of Turkish society that we have not been able to establish closer communication before. It also helped me renew my belief that Turkey has an incredible capacity and potential if the Turkish society embraces its own differences. There are a couple of reasons, some of which are rooted inside Turkey and others are part of a larger transformation that is taking place in the world at the moment. And these sources are not isolated, but they are interrelated. I'll actually start with the latter. Turkish society has witnessed an incredible transformation after the turn of millennium. As the world entered into an era of unprecedented interconnectedness, which we simply call globalization today, societies who are not sufficiently prepared for the complexities associated with it started to produce different reactions. I think of the example of the human body. Human body produces different chemicals when it detects a foreign element entered into it. For example, my cousin is currently allergic to watermelon because of a genetically modified watermelon he ate when he was 6. His body produced anticorps against the fruit, and he will not be able to eat it for the rest of his life. His body is trying to protect him, but extreme cautionary measures deprives him of a potential pleasure or benefit for the rest of his life. These chemicals are only produced when faced with foreign elements. Increased engagement with the other, or foreign, is the catalyzer of a similar process in the society level. First reactions are generally xenophobia, intolerance, and hate when faced with the unknown, or foreign. Going back to the instincts, driving away from the multicultural principles would potentially deprive society of immense benefits. On the other hand, politicians unfortunately failed to come up with a more careful and constructive language that would instill sanity and politeness to the society vis-à-vis the complex new world. Instead, they employed a harsher and harsher language every day to consolidate their bases, to strengthen group identities by appealing to a primitive us and them sort of discourse. This is a form of doing politics. opting in for short-term electoral gains, they are hammering the corner stores of the society. That's why I believe our political leaders have a moral responsibility in the ongoing polarization.